So you want to know what's next in the gaming world? Well, of course, you're going to stay tuned to the whole show today. But our next guest directs the GDC, one of the largest forums for learning, inspiration, and networking for the creators of computer, console, handheld, mobile, and online games. They've got this industry covered. She is the event director for the Game Developers Conference, Meggan Scavio. Meggan, welcome into Tomorrow. How are you?
I'm great, Dave. How are you? Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having us. This is your show, and you've...
It's our show.
Well, okay, we'll go with that. It's our show, too. It's a fun event to be at. This is admittedly, our first occasion to be able to broadcast from a GDC in our 14 years, and we're already pumped to make sure we do more GDC shows because this is a great bunch of folks. I mean, the gaming developing community, they do a lot of networking. They have a lot of fun doing what they do, and it's such a cool industry to talk about.
It really is. The GDCs, we're in, I think, our 22nd year.
Wow.
And I always kind of like to think of it as a bit of a family reunion because they come back every year and they get to see old friends and catch up and share exactly what they've been up to the last year.
And as we've learned in a couple of days, it's so much more than some exhibits. I mean, we're here at the Visual Adrenaline Lounge, and boy, there's a lot of visual adrenaline at this entire show.
Yeah.
But the Intel Visual Adrenaline Lounge here at GDC. But you guys are running conferences. You've got concurrent things going on all the time. There's so much opportunity to share with this industry and people networking and working together and saying, you know what, you can do that and I can do this, and what a cool game that's going to be. Whatever it might be, there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, we have over 500 sessions and 700 speakers.
Gee.
Over 5 days.
Wow.
We had 2 keynotes. We had the president of Nintendo keynote yesterday, and we had the creator of the Metal Gear Solid series keynote this morning.
Gee.
So, yeah, we keep pretty busy. I think one of you talk about sharing, but we do a lot of post-mortems on games. So the creators of the games will do a lecture on everything that they did wrong, how they fix it, and what they did right, and how it worked.
And you find that folks don't mind sharing what they feel they did wrong because they certainly hear about it, I guess, right?
Well, that's the thing about the game industry. I think they're not jaded yet. So they want to learn from each other and they want to share, and they're all still young and creative, and they realize that all they can do is learn from each other.
Oh, and they are, too. It's truly
Absolutely.
amazing, the sharing that goes on, again, in the last couple of days that we've seen here at GDC. What's got you most pumped about this year's conference? What's got you most excited?
Well, I think what happened last night was our award ceremony. We had the Independent Games Festival Awards, followed by the Game Developers Choice Awards. And the Independent Games Festival Awards is, we actually donated about $60,000 to the winners of the Independent Game Developer Awards. And they are young people. They don't have publishers. They're making games in their basement, and they're amazing.
And this money, of course, goes to feed more of this excitement from their standpoint because they're already pumped and they're developing good games. Maybe also open some great doors for publishers.
Does.
Right?
It certainly does. I've heard stories of someone winning the grand prize at the IGF, and then later that night at a party, they've got a publishing deal.
Oh, wow.
The business never ends here.
That's truly amazing. How does this year's conference compare to previous years then? This is one industry that we've talked about on the show before that is not hurting, it seems, in this bizarre economy, but in fact thriving. More and more people are saying, you know what, I've still got to escape from reality, and I'm going to do it with games.
Well, that's the thing. The games are, for $10 to $50, you can have hours of entertainment as opposed to spending $100 at dinner and a movie and popcorn and candy and
then it's gone.
Parking.
That's it.
And then it's gone, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you can also, these games are becoming a lot more social. So the popularity of the Wii has brought this, families are spending time at home together for a very small cost.
We talk a lot about cocooning these days and staycations and things like that, but it is true. Families are able to do some cool things, and many games in this industry, of course, may or may not be appropriate for the whole family, but there's certainly a plethora that are.
Yeah, they're like the new board game.
Yes, exactly. When a family can get together and have such great fun playing games as a family, what a cool thing is that? And so they don't mind spending another $40, $50 maybe to get the next level, the next thing, and still do things like that as a family.
And it kind of explains really the success of the Wii.
Yes.
The Wii has really, really pushed that forward and brought in the market to more than your hardcore gamer.
Oh, for sure. And I would imagine the president of Nintendo here as a keynote was a good help, not only for you, but for them, too, to continue to spread the word on their success.
Well, he's a former developer, and he uses GDC to speak to developers all the time. In 2005, he was here, and he announced the Revolution, which became the Wii.
Yeah.
And then he came back the following year and talked about disrupting development and how he was going to broaden the market, and they've certainly been a success at that.
And that's right. It was your event where it was first introduced and teased and shown and actually talked about, and that buzz got created, and it became the Wii.
Yeah, I like actually to think of GDC as the place where you see the technology and the games and the innovation that you'll be playing in 2 to 3 years.
Very good. And that, I guess, is all part of the whole development cycle of things. And folks gathering here saying, well, let me share with you what we're working on, and then see how you can contribute. Or what do you think? Or what do we need to change? And people are very open to those kinds of suggestions.
Absolutely. And then in a couple of years, you've got, Rock Band.
Yeah, exactly. How things happen.
Exactly.
So quick. Rob's behind you doing Rock Band because now you got him started. It's hard enough to peel him away from those things. So it's like, we got a show to do. Come on, let's go. Yeah, but we got to have fun. And you do just that. You have fun as well, not only you personally, but I'm sure your entire team. It's like, not only is it reunion time, but it's time to let your hair down. And while it's a lot of work to put a conference like this together, no doubt, you also enjoy what you do.
Oh, absolutely. And, the week of GDC is a big party. Everyone's throwing a party at night. We did a survey a couple of years ago that we discovered that artists were the ones that partied the most. So the following year, we didn't schedule any art talks at 9 a.m.
Yeah. How appropriate. You're thinking of your artists and all of your attendees.
I'm for the people.
There you go.
I do whatever the attendees need.
You're going to be running for office soon. For the people. Yes, you can. There's all kinds of opportunity. What will we find when we visit the website at gdconf.com, as in gdconf.com? What are we likely to find on your site, even throughout the year, that will keep people interested and motivated, maybe learning more about this industry?
Well, we have a social networking site called MyGDC that has a lot of our video content available on it, as well as some of the slides and audio files from the sessions.
Dynamite. Well, Meggan, you're a delight to have on. Thank you for kicking off this week's broadcast to kind of set the stage. And over the next 3 hours, we're going to have a whole lot of your exhibitors and attendees and other folks that are involved here talking to us about their end of the business and how it's going to impact the rest of us, whether it's tomorrow or slightly into tomorrow. But thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dave.
A pleasure to have you. Meggan Scavio is the event director for the Game Developers Conference. Again, gdconf.com. Of course, we'll link you to Meggan's site, and you'll see what she and her team are up to on a regular basis when you swing by our site, and all the guests linked at graveline.com or intotomorrow.com. I'm Dave Graveline. We're coming to you from San Francisco and GDC, and it continues right after this.